This Jocks 94.5 podcast is brought to you by Millennium Satellite and Video. Log on to msbnow.com. TV excellence everywhere. That's Millennium. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning starts now.
Welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Some quick NFL news. Matt Zenitz reporting the Packers are expected to release Isaiah Simmons, linebacker. I was told he was going to change the NFL. Surely not.
All you have to do is just not have a position.
Jeez.
I feel good about it.
All right.
You're getting a steal on his fourth team.
Where are all those Stanford Steve and the Bear podcast listeners that told me I was dumb?
Oh, boy.
Are they here? Are they coming out? Nope, they're not going to show up again. Good. Thanks for playing, guys.
Bye.
Appreciate that.
Bye.
You got a better chance of heading down to Bromberg's and find something nice for your loved one today.
Yeah, Bromberg's does a great job. They have so many options for you. Gold, silver, platinum jewelry. It's incredible. They've always gone above and beyond every single time I've walked in there. It's the only place I've shopped. I mean, because I've had such a great experience every single time I walk in. They have options. They have beautiful diamonds. They have watches that are incredible. It's just an elevated experience when you shop at Bromberg's. And you'll understand what I'm saying. When you walk in the door, you'll see it. The Mountain Brook store is undergoing a massive renovation to elevate your experience. They also have done a great job with making sure that every single person that walks in there, regardless of what your budget is, you're going to get something that will last multiple generations. So go and check out Bromberg's. There's the reason why they've been in business for nearly 200 years. Go and check them out in Mountain Brook Village and at the Summit. You can also look online at brombergs.com.
Some other college football news before we get to Bruce Pearl, referencing to get him on the phones now. South Carolina gets running back Rashul Faison eligible. He receives that waiver from the NCAA GMAC. That's big. He is super productive. He can be a hammer. A guy that does not like to run out of bounds, loves to get north and south. Just somebody that they probably need in that run game to offset a little bit from Lenora Sellers.
And he has a little bit more home run, I feel like, than Rocket Sanders, too. I think he can take it the distance. He's not a guy that has.
Rocket Sanders was, he had the body of an 80-year-old.
Well, but I mean,
back in the SEC,
he still got out in the open field a couple times last year.
Did some really good things for South Carolina.
I think that, but this guy has a chance to really kind of create, and that would be huge. So would be really, really big.
The question that all of our listeners are wondering is who's going to create for Bruce Pearl's basketball team this year. We're not worried about South Carolina running backs being able to create for their team. The Auburn basketball coach joins us on the Higginbotham hotline now. Had a chance to catch up with him over the weekend. Coach, I will say this. The father-son basketball camp, incredible. The time you spent with the dads, how you guys lined it up for the kids and the fathers. I think the dads got more out of it than the kids did, and I know my son got a lot out of it himself. So appreciate everything that you did. I know a lot of the other dads that were there are very appreciative for you guys putting that together as well.
Well, Cole, thanks. It was great to see you over the weekend, especially when we put on this camp, like the day college football season started. It was like, okay, thanks, BP. I really appreciate that as I am trying to do the best I can with my father's son. It's a real natural in the sense that, fathers have got to be fathers first and coaches second, but they want to help their sons be happy and be successful. And since, we are here on our staff, I've got nothing but coaches who are fathers. It's a great way to just sort of share and something that's there really aren't clinics for how to be fathers. We don't go to school to know how to be a father. We learn based on how our father taught us and what we saw in our families, and then and coaches can help in that relationship. So I'm glad you guys got a lot out of it.
Unfortunately, it sounds like Cole, you guys felt bad for him, and he ended up winning the slam dunk contest because of sympathy.
Co-champion.
Is that there's accuracy to that? We're making sure that's exactly how I understood it.
Here's the deal. And when you're running basketball camps, you need two things. You need payers and players, okay? And it's probably more important to have payers than players. And we had more payers at this camp than we did players. So obviously Cole was able to stand out. It was like being one of the best Jewish basketball players in my city. That it narrows down to about four of us, right? And being, and so therefore Cole did not exactly have to distinguish himself or separate himself, from a very, very talented pool of fathers.
So what it sounds like is that Cole wrote the biggest check, therefore was awarded the co-slam dunk champion. So, and I know you're not calling him a player. I know you're referring to him as a payer. That's what I took from that story.
No, just in fact, just exactly opposite.
We'll take it any way we can get it. Coach, one of the things that, and listen, you even said it yourself. I get it. Football season's coming up. You guys want nothing to do with me. You're not going to want to talk to me until December. But you did share a lot with some of the dads that were there about this year's team that's going to be coming up. I thought it was very intriguing about some of the ways you're going to have to alter yourself as a coach, and your staff is going to have to operate a little bit differently based on what you have. And then you gave great insight into some of the players that you have and what you think they're capable of. I'd love for you to just share a little bit of what your expectation is here early on of what your team might be this upcoming season.
Well, I appreciate it. And I appreciate the opportunity. And Cole, you and I talked about, whether or not this is a good week to come on or not come on, talk about Auburn basketball, because look, I want all eyes and all of attention on Coach Freeze and our football program and what we think has got a chance to be a very, very exciting year. And so I'm very conscious of, once football season starts, really not talking a lot about basketball. Once we start practicing, as you get closer to October, all right, then we're going to start letting the attention, shift our way. And sure, we'll be putting things out on schedules and opponents, and we're going to be announcing our Atlanta opponent over in Atlanta this today. But anyways, yes, let's have a dive into it. We're going to be different. We returned one player really, and Tahad Pettifer. Nobody lost more than Auburn, maybe in the entire country. And yet at the same time, we had to have a great recruiting year and a great rebuilding year. And I think in many ways we did. So at point guard, as a team, we're smaller, we're faster, we're quicker, we'll spread it, we'll shoot it better. As a result, leads will not be safe, either when we have them and whether we'll be able to keep leads, because we won't be able to always control our defensive backboard, and we won't be as dominant defensively as we were a year ago. But at the same token, leads against us won't be safe, because I think we can score in bunches, we can score fast. I think we're going to be a really dangerous offensive team, but we're going to have to play at a faster tempo than we did a year ago, which sort of really is something that I'm more comfortable doing historically. And we got to find a way to do so without turning the basketball over. Caden Magwood is going to challenge Todd Pettifor at point guard. Caden is a freshman, and he's got a lot of Tahad in him. And so I really like our young backcourt. Kevin Overton was a six-man at Texas Tech, and he's got a chance to be a starter for us. He's a tough, physical defender. Left-hander, can really, shoot the basketball. Abdul Bashir and Simon Walker are both going to compete for that position. One's a freshman, one's a sophomore, and they both can really shoot it. They both got great size. I really like the depth that we have in our backcourt. But again, last year we had 9 seniors. This year I have 8 underclassmen. I've got 8 freshmen and sophomores. So we're just a lot younger. The key to success is getting old and staying old. We've proven that in the transfer portal. But I like all my young kids, and I think they're all going to be effective and really, really good. At small forward, Elijah Freeman is a kid who got a chance to be an NBA player. He's one of my best NBA prospects. He's 6'8", he's long. He's a great rebounder. He can really shoot the basketball. He can go by you. He's got to get stronger so he can finish plays a little bit better. Keyshawn Hall is going to play both 3 and 4 for us. When he plays 3, we're going to actually have a bigger lineup, because he's going to be a really big 3-man. And he'll lead the SEC in free throws attempted. You can't stay in front of him. He can score around the basket. He can score inside and out. And hopefully he's going to continue. He'll grow and play more defense and get better on the defensive end. He's got a chance to, he got a chance to get drafted next year. Very excited about Keyshawn. And then on the front line, Keyshawn Murphy coming over from Mississippi State, a Birmingham boy that has really got better every year at Mississippi State. He has a chance to be one of the better stretch 5-men in the country. The way he can shoot the basketball with his length, his ability to put the ball on the floor and pass the basketball. We've got depth with Filip Jovic from Serbia, who's an older pro who can play both 4 and 5. Sebastian Williams is going to be is a way better than when I think a lot of people realize he was a top 100 high school kid, but he's physically strong, mature, tough, And then we've got a really interesting shot blocker, 7'1" sophomore, Emeka, who is going to be good this year, but next year could be a dominant inside player. So I like my roster. Just a lot. You're definitely going to need a program to be able to tell who the Auburn Tiger basketball team is going to be this year.
Well, it's definitely going to be a bunch of new faces, but it's got to be kind of invigorating as a coach to kind of reform your identity on a year-to-year basis. Obviously, Janai was there for a long time. Like, you had that post presence, you had the rim protection that was offered with his length and experience, and others, of course, with the size you had down below. But it's got to be fun for you, Coach, as a guy that's been doing it a long time and had success for a long time. It's got to be kind of fun year to year to kind of figure out what you have. So at what point do you think you'll know exactly who you are and how you want to attack people in the season?
You know, it's a great question, and you'll be shocked to hear this answer. I give this answer every year. We don't know until we start playing.
Yeah.
We really don't know. And everybody thinks coaches know. We don't. We don't know till we start playing games. Our schedule is very, very challenging, again, like it was last year. We're going to learn about a lot about when we first start playing. I think this team will have ups and downs. It won't be as consistent a team because we don't have the size to be able to physically defend like we did every night. We're still able to beat the best teams in our schedule, which is exciting. And I just don't know how consistent we're going to be. And as far as the rebuild is concerned, I don't mind the rebuild once in a while. I don't think I will enjoy the rebuild every year, which is what transfer portal and NIL has done to college basketball. And I think it's those two things combined together as they sit and as exist right now is not for the betterment of our game. It's not better for the betterment of the student athletes. I'm very proud of the fact that we have now graduated 50 student athletes in men's basketball in 11 years. And I tell you what, you can get all your little researchers out there. I shouldn't call them real researchers. Get your researchers out there. Get your people that are listening, people that hate Auburn. Go try to find me any basketball program in the country that's graduated more than 50 players in the last 11 years. And I guarantee you there won't be anybody in the SEC. There won't be very few in the Power Five. I'm so proud of that. But that's getting harder and harder to do now because the way the rules are set up, the kids are in the transfer portal shopping, looking for free agency, looking for more money and a better deal. And as a result, every time they transfer, they lose credits towards a degree. And there aren't enough people there aren't enough adults in the room that are talking about this and going, yeah, I get it. I love the NIL. I do. I don't like the way it is right now. I want my guys to own 5 Subways, not work at 1. And compensating the players is long, long overdue. But the way we're doing it right now is not presenting an equal competitive playing field, and it's making the combination of trying to have these student athletes be student athletes and go to school and graduate while they're also being paid like professionals. No, we've not tried to combine that ever before, and that combination is leading to a drastically lower rate of graduation, which I think is a problem.
Yeah, it's a concern that most people have acknowledged. I'm glad that you're bringing it to the forefront. A lot of people have talked about this year kind of being a bridge year with the revenue sharing, and that roster payments, I guess, if you will, this year will be a little bloated. And then next year it will kind of overcorrect in the SEC in particular because of the rev share model where the football team is going to get 70+% of the overall rev share, whereas places and schools like in the Big East, they don't have football. So therefore they have a built-in advantage as it relates to the NIL rev share model. How have you prepared for that future challenge on the recruiting trail, and what can you do to mitigate it?
I don't have the answer to that. I do know that with Commissioner Sankey's leadership, the SEC will stay one step ahead of everybody. That's just, with the Big East, the way the rules sit right now, basketball, they may appear to be a step ahead of us. I just don't see that continuing. I just don't see St. John's from Jamaica Plains, New York, with a student population of something around 5,000, being able to tell places like the University of Texas or other SEC powerhouses that they're going to spend $10 million on their roster, but we're only going to get to spend 3 or 4. I just don't see that happening. Okay, so I'm not worrying about it because I just don't think there's any way we go into next season and those schools have, a $22 million budget and no football, and us have $22 million budget and football, I don't see us playing by the same rules. I don't see us playing in the same league. I just don't think that's going to happen. Something else got to give.
Coach, I wanted to go back to your team coming up next year for a moment, and you shared with us a little bit of what certain guys need to do and are improving on. And going back to Tahad Pettiford, you said he has to improve on his float game. I just don't think I've ever heard a guy mention or discuss that was something that they were going to actually spend time on in an off season. And I think that would kind of be sort of your runners in the lane, when you drive to the basket, trying to be able to get that ball up and over some of the bigs. How does a young man even become better at that? How do you technically, fundamentally improve on that?
Broomsticks, just broomsticks. We got, you got to have a score over size and you got to have a score over length. And look, I don't believe in tough twos, and sometimes the floater is a tough two. But I believe inside threes and outside threes. That's what I believe in. And so in order to get an inside three, you got to be able to take the ball to the basket. You got to score through contact. And the way the game is being officiated right now, which is where verticality is a factor and guys are able to wall up at the rim and make guys shoot over them, those are tough shots. So if you're going to take that shot, you've got to make it at a higher percentage than what most of the floaters go in at. And so we're going to work on it. And if you got that in your bag and you can shoot that thing at a decent percentage, fine, then you go ahead. But if you don't have that in your bag and you can't shoot a good percentage, then you're going to keep it. Then you're going to keep that thing off the dribble, and then you're going to be playing off 2 feet, and you're not going to be shooting that shot.
That's fascinating how things that we sort of just take for granted can be worked on, the skill can improve there. And that's another thing you talked about with your guards. You got to have bigger range as far as your jump shot, correct? That's why you've always been you've been okay with smaller point guards. Yep.
No, you got smaller guys have got to be brilliant shooters. There's not there's only about 8 or 9 guys Tahad Pettiford size in the NBA. I mean, that's just a fact. And there are 30 teams, and size matters in jewelry, and it matters in basketball. And, I think that Todd is an example of a guy that can make it at the next level because he's got a different level of athleticism. He's got a different level of separation ability. He's got different level of instincts, but he's got that ridiculous range. He gets across the 10-second line, he can see it, he can make it. And that's something that's required of all great little guards.
Here's something that, from a football guy's perspective, Greg and I talked about this when we first saw him play last year. I just want to hear your thoughts on this. When he first gets in games and we start watching him, that first step, that change of direction, Coach, appears to be very, very different. Where do you sort of play that out, lay that, compare that to other guys? Because that's one thing to us who we don't know basketball anywhere close to you or your staff. But I think any common person watching basketball was like, goodness gracious, when that young man decides to go, it looks very different than a lot of other human beings.
He reminds me a lot of Jared Harper in the sense that Jared Harper was a great offensive player, had great range, had great change of direction. The one thing that Todd's a little bit more explosive than Jared. And so I remember asking Don Mattingly, who lived in Evansville, Indiana, when I lived in Evansville, Indiana, and he and my son Steven were baseball players and played on the same travel ball teams and stuff like that. So I got to know Donnie Mattingly a little bit, which was a real thrill for me because he was Donnie Baseball, one of the greatest baseball players ever play, and a humble man, and still a great leader in sports and professional baseball. So was his son. He said it wasn't a curveball. It wasn't a curveball. That was the problem because he could see, or it wasn't even a screwball because he could see the rotation, and he had an idea of how that would change direction. He said, but change of speeds. Guys that can throw fastballs 94, 95 miles an hour and then throw the 80-mile-an-hour pitch with the same delivery and the same spin rotation, that was that was the hardest thing to do for him to hit as a hitter. So think about Todd Pettiford. Because he's got just that next level speed, it's not only change of direction, it's also change of speed. And that's what makes him so difficult to stay in front of.
Coach, thanks for hanging out with us today. Give us a little preview of your basketball team coming up this fall. Great to see you this weekend. Thanks for having everybody down there, and we'll catch up soon.
Okay, War Eagle, and beat Baylor.
There you go. Thanks, Coach. Bruce Pearl, War Eagle. joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. A little preview into his basketball team this season. Some cool stuff, just talking some technique, fundamentals of his guys going into their season as we enter college football season. We'll have more on this weekend's games when we come back next right here on Jocks.
Go inside Jocks 94.5 on Jocks TV. Morning Jocks, Mac and Cube, and Three-Man Front video simulcasts are presented by Bill Smith Buick GMC and Game Day Men's Health. Watch on the Jocks mobile app and YouTube by searching Jocks 94.5 TV.
All right, we do have the dry needler here. He's in the building, so Greg's getting stuck next segment. Before we do that, we need to talk Tennessee football, get some updates from Austin Price on what's happening around Knoxville. We'll go to the Higginbotham Hotline now to welcome him in. Goodness, you see the get-up he's bringing?
Oh, my gosh. Did
he bring a table?
Is that a table? Are your needles sharp?
He needs to lay on the desk. We don't need him on the all right, you're going to need some time getting set up. So go ahead and start getting set up because he's got to be on that microphone. Okay. So that's it. So you know what? You could move that chair and you can set up that table next to this. We're going to talk Tennessee football with Austin Price for just a moment.
Hey, buddy,
Austin, how you doing today?
Nice to meet you, dude.
I'm doing great. You?
We're doing well. Greg woke up with some issues in his neck, so we have a
lot of issues.
A guy coming in to potentially dry needle him on the air. So that's going to happen next segment.
If I'm a candidate.
You're a candidate. It's
I don't
happening.
know.
It's going to happen. We're gonna do it. We're gonna make it happen.
I'm not excited about it.
But Austin, what's the latest there in Knoxville? We know the starting quarterback situation. Other health concerns, other personnel concerns heading into this matchup with Syracuse.
I don't know. I'm pretty shaken up by the fact that somebody's getting dry needled. It sounds painful. Tennessee's a pretty healthy football team heading into this matchup with Syracuse. I mean, they got a few things and with guys like David Hobbs that are going to miss this football game. But for the most part, especially on offense, they're a healthy football team heading in and a pretty confident football team heading into this season opener against a Syracuse team with more unknowns than Tennessee has unknowns, and Tennessee's got unknowns.
What do you think are the biggest question marks that you're just really curious about? Because with me at Tennessee, it's got to be offensive line. I think the quarterback, I think I know what I'm going to expect there. I think I know what I'm going to get from the defense. I think I know what I'm going to get from the running backs. I even think I know what I'm going to get from the wide receivers. But the offensive line, I'm legitimately curious just because of how good I thought they were at times last year. So what is the thing that you're most intrigued by?
For me, it's wide receivers because they have very little depth there. They have no really proven commodities there. They have a lot of young talent that they like, but they've not, taken it to a game field in college yet. Chris Brazel's the only one with any kind of meaningful long-term reps. Mike Matthews played a couple of spot games last year. Braylon Staley played there at the very tail end of the year, and after that it's true freshmen or transfers that didn't play a year ago at the college level. So for me, it's wide receivers. Offensive line, I get where you're saying because the Tennessee had a veteran group last year, but when you think about it, John Campbell's not on an NFL team. Cooper Mays is not on an NFL team. Javonte Spraggins is not on an NFL team. Andre Carrick's not on an NFL team. You're bigger and more explosive at the offensive line than you were a year ago. David Sanders has been that guy in fall camp at this point. Does it translate to games? We'll see. But he comes in with all the credentials as a five-star offensive tackle. Lance Hurd's lost 30 pounds, Greg, and I think that's going to help him tremendously. He's real focused. It's all a contract year with NIL these days, but this is the big contract year. If he plays well and can go to the NFL, I think he's really motivated. The question is the center position. They've not named it, but I expect it to be Sam Pendleton, the Notre Dame transfer, mostly because he's been able to most efficiently and most routinely get his snaps down in fall camp more than William Satterwhite has. And then I really like him at guard. Jesse Perry's a redshirt freshman, and Wendell Moe played 3 years at Arizona and has been maybe the one guy that everybody on this team literally just goes, that guy is unbelievable. So I get where you're coming from if you're not here every day. I'm not as worried about him as maybe some of the others are.
All right, so the offensive line sounds like it's not as big of a concern for you. How much do you think the tight end group can help them out? Because that was a group last year that I think if people pay close attention to it, realize they added a lot. And just because they didn't have, combined 80 catches for 1,200 yards, that's not really where I was going. Can the physicality come from them to the point to where it gives them what it gave them last year running the football?
Absolutely. I do think you'll see a lot of 12 personnel. They dabbled with that to begin the year last year in that NC State game, and then they had so much success with it, they just kept doing it, and that became really part of the identity of last year's team. So I do think they can do that. Miles Kitselman's ready to go. He'll be ready for Syracuse on Saturday. Ethan Davis is a year further along in the program, and they have two talented freshmen that they really like in Jack Van Doorslayer and Dasan Brame. Van Doorslayer physically is like an upperclassman. That's what he brings to the table. He was a defensive lineman in high school that dabbled at tight end, but his position at the college level is always going to be tight end. He's had a really good, strong spring, a really good fall camp, and then Brame's put on 30-plus pounds as kind of that twitchy receiver guy who's now going to be playing tight end. He's still got to learn the physicality. But, yes, this is, I think, a really talented tight end room that I think can help the offensive line as they continue to progress as well.
How would you assess the wide receivers and the growth there, just in general across the board?
A lot of unknowns.
Yeah.
A lot of unknowns. They've been trained up most of fall camp. I think it was until last week that their quote top three would be Chris Brazel, Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley, and it was until last week before all three of them were on the field at the same time. Because they've been, you had Brazel had a little bit of a knee scope type cleanup thing in July, so he missed the first part of fall camp. Braylon Staley had a hamstring where he missed multiple weeks and then just finally got back in the last week out there on the practice field. And then Mike Matthews has even missed a couple practices with a little bit of a knee thing. So they've kind of been, banged up a little bit, but they look like they're ready to go Saturday. And, they've got a lot of young freshmen they're going to have to throw in the deep end at wide receiver as well, like Rodarius Jackson and Travis Smith.
All right, so you've kind of laid across some of the concerns about the offensive line being taken care of. Quarterback, we've kind of pushed that to the side. Health seems to be okay. If Tennessee does struggle in this game, maybe even finds a way not to win this game in the opener against Syracuse, why would that be? What would your concerns be going in where maybe they do find a way to let some folks down week one?
Well, I think, it probably would be the quarterbacks and receivers. I think Tennessee's effectively going to be able to run the ball. They've done that no matter who the running backs were under Josh Heupel for 4 years. I don't think that changes. I think the running backs, you don't have that one bell cow like you had in Dylan Sampson a year ago, but you have a kind of a by committee group that has different strengths. You have Deshaun Bishop, you have Peyton Lewis, and you have Star Thomas, and they all kind of bring a little something different. I would tell you it'd probably be the quarterbacks and receivers. If Tennessee doesn't win this game, that means Tennessee had a bad day at those two spots, in my opinion, because I think you're going to get quality play out of the defense. I don't worry about that group. I'm more worried about Tennessee's ability to score, and it all starts and ends with the quarterback. Again, they've had a nice close to fall camp, but those two spots, you're just not going to know until you play games. Play Saturday, play next week, and then get to Georgia in 3 weeks.
Finally, as you look at the defense, I think the D-line's going to be great. I think all of us do. I'm not concerned about it. I look at everything else they have. You got to feel good at second level. I think second level's got a chance to be big time. I think secondary, assuming the full health of the corners, should be great. Is there one area defensively where you're concerned?
Safety, just because you're just not as proven back there. Andre Turrentine was a starter a year ago, and then after that it's Idris Farouk, who's going to be in his second year at Tennessee. Caleb Beasley, another second-year player. Those two will be your second and third safeties. After that, it's a true freshman. So they're less proven in the back end as far as safety is concerned. Now, corner and nickel, yes, I think you're exactly right. They are really, really good, and that's even without Jermod McCoy back yet. I mean, when McCoy gets back, and it probably sometime in the month of September, then you add an All-American to a group that, they love Colton Hood. He has had a fantastic camp. You talk to anybody over here, and I'm talking about the players. And you guys know you play. The players always know who's making plays. And, they all just rave about Colton Hood, the Colorado transfer that Tennessee kind of just stumbled into back during the spring window when he decided to leave Colorado right before the window closed. And then Ricky Gibson's put on 23 pounds. He's an Alabama kid who, to me, again, contract year is his third year. He went from 160 to 183 over the offseason, and I think he can be really, really good. And so It's probably the safety spot. It's probably the biggest concern for me heading into this on the back end of the defense.
All right, I want to leave you with this. Austin Price covers Tennessee Volunteers, joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. We heard Joey a week or so ago talking about once he was named the starter. Listen, it's not that different. We haven't had really any issues. You mentioned not a lot of concerns. But this offense is different, Austin, and what he's going to be asked to do is going to be different. Accuracy in some of the easier high percentage throws is going to be needed. He might be able to push the ball down the field, but he is a little turnover prone. Most of Josh's quarterbacks have not been. What are you hearing about maybe some of the hurdles, speed bumps, obstacles for him that have been somewhat troublesome in this offense as we near the opener?
He's gotten better from the start of fall camp to now. Like, he's progressed every week. Like, going from scrimmage 1 to scrimmage 2, Cole, that's when he won the job. I mean, he was already trending that way, but he just slammed the door shut with his performance in scrimmage 2, with his ability to process, his ability to manage and run the offense the way Coach Heupel and Coach Halsley want him to. That's where he's kind of just gotten better and better and better. I do wonder, do the wide splits, does Tennessee's ability to run the football at a successful rate the way they've done under Josh Heupel, does that help him out? Because at Appalachian State, he was running for his life. He did not have a great running game around him, and he did put the ball in harm's way. Does he put the ball in harm's way less because of those factors? That's something I'm interested to see if that's the case.
Always appreciate the time, Austin. Great stuff. I think you got a great game coming up. I think it's underrated how much fun this one's going to be to watch, but we look forward to having you back soon to discuss it.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
There you go. Austin Price, find him at VolQuest, Higginbotham Hotline, where he joined us. On the other side, if you missed earlier in the show, Greg McElroy came in unable to move his neck, couldn't look side to side. Neck was bothering him. He just said, I've tried everything, tried to roll it out. We've tried Advil. I said, I got a guy. We'll get him in here later in the show. We'll get you dry needled on air.
Mm.
Now, all of a sudden, Greg's scared.
I ain't scared. I'm just not sure if this is how I'm wanting to start my Tuesday, 17 days. Do I really want to get poked 1,000 times?
Garth Garrels tweets in, my wife's physical therapist, so I get dry needled a lot. Buckle up, Greg. It's going to feel like a very brief, intense cramps, then it will release.
Oh, perfect.
Please let him needle the bottom of your foot. I'll pay to hear the reaction on
That's definitely, you know what? I've always heard that if you go bottom of the foot, it fixes your neck.
Who doesn't know that?
It's wavelengths, Cole.
What was our website earlier?
GoodRx.
GoodRx.com. That's what they said.
Fix your foot, fix the neck. Perfect.
Back hurts, try needle foot. Elbow hurts, try needle foot.
They always say legs feed the wolf. I probably should just get some in the hammies. I'm going to look like Nutty Professor where he's trying to lose weight with just needles all over my back.
Okay. Well, if you really need to lose weight, you can go to Game Day Men's Health. Just go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com today. Sign up for the free consultation. They're going to present the weight loss options that they have. Other options like peptides, testosterone replacement, all in-house. They can help you with all of it, and it's easy. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com today. Sign up for the free consultation. You go in, free PSA test, free testosterone test. They tell you where your baseline health is. Then they present the ways that they can help you. Locker room environment, no stress. Not going to try to push you into programs that you don't need. Holistic approach to health and wellness. Minimal upfront cost for the programs they offer. Remember that. That's important because other places in town don't offer that. Minimal upfront cost for the programs they offer at Game Day Men's Health. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com today. Sign up for that free consultation. Mention Mac and Cube. Save 10% on every service they offer. Greg will be dry needled in the neck next on Mac and Cube in the morning.
The capital of the sports talk nation. This is Jocks 94.5 and JocksFM.com. Birmingham.
All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning, 9:41, Tuesday, August 22nd, right here on Jocks. Greg McElroy is going to be dry needled in the neck here momentarily. We came in today. He was having trouble speaking. He couldn't get getting uncomfortable now. Couldn't get words out. Was coughing into the microphone. Couldn't turn his head either direction. And I said, I got a guy. So Jeffrey Amherst of Onward Physical Therapy is in studio now. He's already got the gloves out. He's getting ready to go. Is there a way to get the camera on him? Do I need to stop talking?
We'll have to punch it up because it's not his camera.
If I could turn my head and talk, I would do it, but I'm struggling a little bit. And he said, this is a really valuable spot to do dry needling. Now, here's the problem. It's going to jump.
When you say valuable, does that mean like it costs more to do it there?
Yes.
Or okay. Oh, that's the shot we need. We just need it to stay on Greg.
Oh, you're the dad bod. All right.
Wow.
I'm dying.
He's got flip-flops on, no shirt.
Just so you know, all the pain right now is for the Tide.
Can you just
The 09 Natty was worth it. So if I go, it was worth it.
Oh, Damien, you're gonna have to get better shots of this because we can't. The YouTube can like barely see the needles going in.
You okay?
Yeah.
Good. Not too bad.
Can we focus that camera in at all, or does that not work that way? No.
We didn't pay for those.
It was worth it.
Can we pull the whole table back this way? Like, Damien, can you grab that into the table
Good luck.
and like, yank it back?
220, man.
220.
Yeah, but just make sure you reference 220 with a 6-pack.
So, yeah, I was about to say. Ready? There we go.
There it is.
God.
That's it. That's what we need. Wow, he's got needles in his neck.
No,
moving the
I
table
took,
back.
I took the needles.
Now I'm hurt.
I took the needles out.
Jeffrey, before you stick one in, can you like hold it up so this camera right here can see it? Or
Yeah.
maybe just give Damien one so he can give the viewers, listeners an idea of what it's going to look like. So Greg said his neck was hurting. I said, I got a guy. Jeffrey helps me with some things around my back.
Don't touch it, Damien.
No, we're not using that one.
Okay.
Don't touch it.
We sterile needles, and this is something where, there you go. And then we're a little cramped here, so ideal space.
You can talk us through it too, Jeffrey. Once you get over there by Greg, those mics are picking you up and they can hear you. It's kind of hard when you're standing over there. But as we just said, hey, I'll get Jeffrey in. We'll dry needle you on the air. We'll get this thing going. Right in the neck, by the way. I've had this in my lower back, but not the neck. So
Let your arms just stay relaxed.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, just relax.
So when I say like high value spot, this is a spot that usually, no pun intended, moves the needle. So with this,
I get
We're
it.
built for radio.
There you go. So with this, what we're doing, we're needling that right upper trap. So Greg's neck is having some difficulty, in his case, turning.
You think?
So with this one, we're actually sticking 2 needles in, and this is why PTs have to take physics, is we're going to add actually a small electrical current to it.
Oh, God. So not only am I going to get stuck with needles, I'm going to be electrocuted at the same time.
Exactly.
Even better.
This is how Conrad feels. When you guys make him do all that stuff, this is how Conrad feels.
So what we're doing here is basically your body is just one big electrical system. So we're quite literally hooking
Heck
up
yeah.
jumper cables.
You're good, Greg. Yeah.
And then
Just gonna jump you off.
Do I put out a lot of voltage?
A lot of voltage. There you go.
Okay.
Who do you think puts out more voltage, me or Cole?
The Alabama fan in me says you, but you never know.
Well said.
Okay, so I'm going to attach like a little current to it. So we're going to get this firing.
See, we're not all barn radio today.
See?
Jeffrey's a Bama fan coming in, helping
There
out,
you go.
helping the
Hey,
cause.
Sanford grab, Bama fan. Okay, I'm going to slowly turn up. You're going to feel like some thumps. You're
Yeah.
gonna feel just odd. Shouldn't be painful. just
No, we'll
odd.
be all right.
All right, I just retweeted the YouTube feed for you guys that need
Yeah,
to go
good.
find that. And
Yeah,
see
perfect.
That and see everything that's happening here. How are you feeling, Greg?
Here comes the thump.
Yeah, I feel the thump.
That's what Tyler Booker said before he took the field.
Yeah, I mean,
Technically, JYD back in the day. with-
how am I
with
feeling?
thump on his rear
Is that
end.
your question?
Yes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I am struggling, but
Struggling.
I'm optimistic. I remain optimistic. That's all you can ask for is hope.
Are the needles in?
Yeah. And they're firing. So how's that feel?
Yeah.
Did you
it's
have the
fine.
immediate
It's good.
cramps like the listener suggested you would that went away quickly?
No. As a regular user of creatine, I don't cramp.
That one got you a little bit? Was that a
Uh,
little shockwave there to the system?
yeah, I mean, I'm just, as evidenced here, the natural electrical current that flows through me that allows me the strength and speed to succeed.
You are naturally electric.
Yeah. When I've always thought of myself athletically, I've always thought, he's electric. Yeah.
I feel like
for
it would be
sure.
of great benefit to make Greg laugh right now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the dry humor is going well with the dry needling.
Given the way his muscles are shaking, he's literally twitchy.
Yeah.
That's another thing no other way
Definitely
we've
the
described
most
you
twitchy
before.
I've been in my life.
Nothing wrong with adding some twitch.
I'm like cautiously optimistic this could bring me out of the doldrums.
Okay.
There we go.
Adds a little wiggle to you.
Yeah, little wiggle. Cole, are you feeling incentivized to get some needles yourself?
I could do it every day. It helps me in my lower back region every day. I just can't afford to go to Jeffrey 5 days a week. So,
was there a little bit of you when honest question, Cole? Was there a little bit of you when I took my shirt off that you got like a little intimidated?
That was nowhere near the region of thought.
Well, I sit 5 feet from you every day, but now seeing me with that shirt off, like you probably are going to maybe be a little bit more hesitant to pick fights with me on the air. Is that accurate?
I don't feel like there's ever been any hesitation to do that, and so today hasn't changed that at all.
Where's Rick Trickett when you need him? Have him come in and say, "Go get yourself a pump." I should have done some push-ups before we.
Some lat rows.
Can't really move my neck very well, so I don't know how well a push-up would have worked, but.
This is gonna be hard for the mic, but rotate your head the other way.
Oh, perfect. Oh yeah.
There it is.
Oh yeah, it's way better.
With the needles in?
No,
moving the neck?
Yeah, needles are out. So
we're putting a whole new segment of needles in?
We're just going to the other side.
We're just going to re-needle. They're going
we're going
right
to
now.
the left side. This one we're taking a slightly different approach. We're using what's called a pistoning technique.
I feel deeper would be better here if we can get more of the needle in.
This one's going to feel kind of crampy.
Goodness
there it is.
gracious. You've had like 4 different jabs. Oh.
Good. There you go. Good.
How far down, Damien? What's the depth of the needle?
That has to be 9 inches in my body.
It's a little deeper than the first.
Damien, you can see it better than anybody. What realistically? What's the depth of the needle? 3 inches?
About
2 inches?
3 or 4.
3?
No,
It looked like.
No, maybe half.
Why are you getting up? You got a needle in your neck.
He told me to.
Yeah, no, needles are out.
He told me to get up.
Do we need a commercial, John?
Don't worry. I mean, these aren't tears. It's just sweat.
So oftentimes when we're
Before we go to break, I'll tell you about your CBD store. If you're having anxiety like Greg is like now about having needles in his neck, go to your CBD store. They have products for you or your pet to be able to help with that. Arthritis, which is obviously bothering Greg in his neck, they have products that can help you out with that. Maybe products to help you sleep a little bit better because, like Greg's neck, he's not going to be able to get good sleep. Your CBD store can help you with that. Largest brick-and-mortar CBD retailer in the world. First company to have USDA certified organic supplements in the shop. They've got the stamp seal on their products. The Trim by SunMed for weight loss so you can look like Greg is also in stock now at your CBD store. Go check out one of their 3 locations. Highway 280 by Bailey Brothers, 150 by the Cajun Cleaver, and Trustful just off 459. Your CBD store where good health hits home. We'll be back to complete the dry needling of Greg's neck next on Jocks.
Go inside Jocks 94.5 on Jocks TV. Morning Jocks, Mac and Cube, 3-man front video simulcasts are presented by Bill Smith Buick GMC and Game Day Men's Health. Watch on the Jocks mobile app and YouTube by searching Jocks 94.5 TV.
That's what Greg said in the break, whatever it takes. But don't forget, football season is here, and it always means travel for me, a lot of nights in different hotel rooms. That's when I really miss my Royal Bedding mattress. You guys know I've had some sleeping issues in the past before I got that Royal Bedding mattress. Couldn't get comfortable, would wake up during the night. All that changed when we finally got my Royal Bedding mattress in the house. Not just me, my wife loves it as well. You don't know how much difference a Royal Bedding handcrafted mattress can make. I love that mattress so much that we've gone back twice. My son, my dad both now sleep on Royal mattresses from Royal Bedding. It's one of the reasons I look forward to getting back home every weekend. For more than 30 years, Royal Bedding has helped people across Alabama and beyond sleep so much better. Royal Bedding, Highway 31, next to the big U-Haul store in Pelham. Visit and see why 3 generations of my family are on Royal Bedding mattresses. They make them and they sell them in Pelham. Royal Bedding mattresses. All right, so Jeffrey Amherst is in here helping Greg McElroy move better. Dry needlings happen. How are we feeling after that, Greg? We got them. Let's get them. Pull the. You know how to do radio, Greg. Pull the microphone up.
My range of motion is apparently better. I got to be honest with you. I don't feel better. I don't feel worse. But I don't feel like
that's the stamp of approval Jeffrey was looking for.
Well, no, I mean my range of motion's better. That's the ticket. Like if my range of motion's better, that means we have accomplished something. So I feel good about it.
Now your feet are on the desk.
Yes.
You're still sitting on his table. What are we going to do now, Jeffrey? What is?
So we're gonna pop thoracic spine, upper thoracic spine. There's good research showing this coupled with some dry needling can really help not only alleviate neck pain, but also further increase range of motion, and then also basically just stir some stuff up in a positive manner.
Let's go.
So we're basically going to pop his back here on there.
It's going to be.
Here we go.
You think? What if it doesn't pop?
You got problems.
This one's kind of like
Okay.
the middle school popping back.
Oh, yeah.
More professional.
Except
I
we
love
have
it.
a foam roller in between. That's even better.
Perfect.
Scoot back just a little bit.
Back.
YouTube link. Just search Jocks945 if you need this. If you're looking for this.
Behind my head.
Interlace your fingers.
He has a
All
foam
right.
roller in the back. He's basically going
Love
for
it.
the sleeper hold right now.
Surrender Cobra.
Walking through that.
Draw
Yeah.
your elbows together. Good. Keeping that pressure, but then let everything else relax. Good.
Just.
Deep breath in. Exhale out.
Oh, boy. Wow. Better or worse?
I mean, it hurt. Yeah,
I heard it.
It's good.
You heard
I
it.
heard it. I heard something.
Yeah, it popped.
Rotate your head to the left and the right.
I feel like I'm moving a little better.
All right, Jeffrey, quickly, grab that microphone.
Yeah.
If people are interested in you being able to help them and jamming needles in their feet or their neck, tell them how they can get you quick before we go off air.
So, Jeffrey Ashurst, I'm a physical therapist. I own Onward Physical Therapy in Birmingham. So we're located over in West Homewood, honestly just down the road from the station. We are a cash-based physical therapy group specializing in performance PT, so doing all hour-long appointments. And really the goal is if you are trying to stay healthy, trying to stay active, we're top-notch, all one-on-one appointments, really private, but also very, very thorough.
There you go. Jeffrey's helped me with some stuff with my back, kind of get back moving, get back feeling better at different points in times. I mean, he came to the studio and dry needle Greg.
Yeah,
He
that
put him
was
in the
great.
sleeper
That
hold.
was, I mean, I feel way better. I really do. Like, now that neck pop, back pop thing happened.
You were a little shook at first.
I'm not going to lie. That one kind of hurt.
All right,
But
we got a lot to clean up
we're
here
back.
before three-man front takes over. Appreciate Andy Bertram, Bruce Pearl, Austin Price, and Jeffrey Amherst for coming in studio today to help G-Mac out. First time somebody's been dry needled on air, Jocks? I'm going to have to say yes. Yeah. I don't think I've seen that before or heard that before. Go watch it back on YouTube if you need to check it out. We're back tomorrow. Three-man front coming at you next.
This is McElroy and Cubelic in the morning.